Hey everyone and welcome. Are you ready to explore a fascinating socio-economic model for the future?
I'm definitely intrigued. Sign me up.
All right. So today we're diving into progressive utilization theory, society, economics, and spirituality.
Interesting title. Who's the author?
It's by Shri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar. And let me tell you, this is not your typical economics text.
Oh, how so?
Well, get this. Imagine a world with zero unemployment, industries spread out globally, and an economic focus on ensuring everyone's needs are met.
Okay, now that's a future I'd like to see. Sounds pretty different from our current system.
You get that right. And right off the bat, the author throws in a thought-provoking curveball.
Oh, I'm all ears.
He claims there cannot be a truly socialist government within a democratic framework.
That's a bold statement. We'll have to dig into that one.
Absolutely. And that's not all. Hold on tight because we're also going to be exploring his vision of a future where science can create minds in labs.
Wow, that's some next level stuff. I'm ready to dive in. Where do we start?
Let's begin with something a bit more grounded. Decentralized industries.
All right, decentralized industries. What's the author's take on that?
So he's proposing we move away from concentrating industries in just a few powerful nations.
Makes sense. Spread the wealth, so to speak.
Exactly. He envisions a world with industries spread out, creating self-sufficient economic units all over the globe.
Interesting. So instead of relying on a few industrialized nations to lift everyone else up.
It's about creating a network of interconnected, self-reliant communities.
I like that. It's like the world becomes one big, thriving ecosystem.
Precisely. It's such a huge shift from our current competitive, profit-driven model.
Huge indeed. Okay, so what's next?
Get ready for this, because the author lays out a three-tiered economic structure.
3 tiers. Lay it on me.
Okay, picture this. Small businesses are privately owned.
Yeah.
So people can pursue their entrepreneurial dreams.
Right. That makes sense. Individual initiative and all that.
Then you've got large-scale industries, the ones providing essential services like energy and healthcare. Those are government-controlled.
I see. To ensure everyone has access to essential services. Sounds reasonable.
Now here's the twist. Everything in between, like manufacturing, would function as cooperatives.
Cooperatives, huh? So the author is really emphasizing collaboration and shared ownership in this model.
It seems so. It's fascinating to consider the potential benefits. Workers having a real say in how things are run.
Right. And the profits being distributed more fairly, creating a stronger sense of community.
That's exactly what struck me. This model aims to empower both individuals and the collective.
Striking that balance between personal initiative and the greater good. It sounds promising.
Incredibly promising. But of course, there are practical challenges to consider.
For sure. Like, how would the government decide which industries they control?
Exactly. And how do we ensure those government-run industries remain efficient and innovative?
Lots of questions to ponder. But, even just thinking about this is exciting. What if we can make it work?
That's the spirit. Now, buckle up because we're about to dive into an even more intriguing concept.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
The author proposes that we can completely eliminate unemployment by embracing scientific advancements.
Wait, what? Isn't the fear that robots and automation will take away jobs?
I know, it sounds counterintuitive. But remember, this is all within the framework of a consumption-based economy, not profit-driven like today.
Ah, right. Focusing on ensuring everyone has what they need, not just creating more and more stuff. So how does that change things?
In a consumption-based economy, technology isn't about replacing workers. It's about reducing how much time we spend working.
Okay, so instead of fearing automation, this model sees it as a way to free us up.
You got it. Imagine having more time for passions, family, personal growth.
That does sound pretty utopian.
I know, right? But then it bugs the question, how do you motivate people to work if money isn't the main driver?
Yeah, good question. People need some kind of incentive.
Well, the author has some really fascinating ideas on that front. But I think that's a perfect place to pause for now. We've covered a lot.
We have. And this is definitely one of those deep dives that makes you rethink how the world could work. Welcome back to the deep dive. It's not every day we get to explore a future where work isn't the central focus of our lives. I mean, more time for personal and spiritual growth that's inspiring.
Definitely. It's like we're being given permission to imagine a world where we're not constantly chasing that next paycheck. But speaking of work, the author has some wild ideas about how to keep people motivated in this consumption-based economy.
Oh, really? Color me curious. What kind of incentives are we talking about here?
Think more along the lines of piecework bonuses. Rewarding quality and quantity of output, not just hours clocked. He even suggests giving workers rights in the management of their factories.
Whoa, that's a big change from the top-down management we're used to. Imagine the sense of ownership workers would feel. Could lead to some amazing innovations.
Absolutely. It's about empowering people, not controlling them. But wait, there's more. The author suggests offering protective measures to cooperatives while limiting individual enterprise to non-essential businesses.
Interesting. So he's saying the collaborative model of cooperatives would be the preferred way to operate, especially for those essential industries.
Exactly. It's like he sees cooperatives as the key to a sense of collective responsibility. Preventing that cutthroat competition that can be so harmful, everyone working together for the greater good.
I can see how that fits with his vision of a more harmonious world. It's a fascinating idea, but I'm curious about those individual entrepreneurs. What about the ones who thrive on a competition and innovation?
That's a great point. And the author does acknowledge the importance of individual initiative. That's why he suggests allowing private ownership for non-essential businesses.
I see. Striking that balance again.
Right. Fostering collaboration, but still preserving space for that individual creativity.
It's a delicate balance for sure. And this whole system really hinges on creating a culture where cooperation is valued as much as individual achievement. Quite a shift from our me-first mentality.
It is.
What?
But I think it's a shift we need. Now, get ready for this. The author connects economic independence for women directly to solving social issues like prostitution and the dowry system.
Wow, he's seeing those issues as deeply intertwined with economic inequality, the disempowerment of women.
Exactly. He argues that by empowering women financially, giving them the tools to be self-sufficient, we can create a more just society for everyone.
It's about addressing the root causes, not just putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms. That resonates with me. Dismantling those systemic barriers that hold women back, giving them the same opportunities to thrive.
Perfectly said. Okay, ready for a bit of a curveball. The author has some, let's say, unexpected views on peace. He actually argues against pacifism.
Whoa, hold on. Isn't pacifism usually seen as the ideal when it comes to peace?
I know, right? But his argument is really interesting. He believes that true peace isn't something you just wish for. It's something you actively fight for. It's about having the courage to stand up against injustice and work towards a world where everyone can live in harmony.
So it's not about avoiding conflict at all costs. It's about recognizing that sometimes you have to stand up for what you believe in.
And protect the vulnerable, to create a more just world. Almost like true peace comes from strength, not weakness.
That's a good way to put it. It makes you think about all the ways we can fight for peace, whether it's activism, education, even just standing up for what's right in our daily lives.
Absolutely. Speaking of the future, the author has some bold predictions about how science is going to shape our world. He basically dismisses concerns about overpopulation.
Really? But we hear so much about the strain a growing population puts on the planet.
He seems to have this unwavering faith in human ingenuity. He sees a future where science provides abundant resources for everyone. No more food scarcity, no more energy shortages. He even talks about a time when one little tablet could be a whole meal.
Wow. A world without worrying about food or energy? That's pretty hard to imagine. But, I kind of like the sound of it.
It's definitely something to chew on. But get this, it gets even wilder. He predicts we'll be able to create minds in laboratories.
Yeah, create minds in labs. Now we're talking about some seriously futuristic stuff.
That's right. I think we need to explore this further in part 3 of our deep dive. This is where things get really interesting, challenging us to think about what it means to create life itself.
This is one of those conversations that leaves you with way more questions than answers. I can't wait to see what's next.
Welcome back, everyone. It's amazing we're already at the final part of our deep dive into this incredible vision of the future.
I know, right? And it feels like we've just scratched the surface. So much to unpack still.
You said it. Remember how the author was so confident about overpopulation? He truly believes science can provide all the resources we need, even with a growing population.
That's right. It all ties back to that consumption-based economy he talked about. Technology isn't just about making a profit. It's about making sure everyone has the essentials like food, energy, healthcare.
Exactly. And that's where his idea of rationalization is so important. It's not about just replacing humans with machines. It's about using science and technology to free us from all that unnecessary work.
So rationalization is more about using tech to make industries super efficient, meaning less time at work for us.
Exactly. It's working smarter, not harder. More time for things that matter, like personal growth, creative pursuits, spending time with loved ones, exploring our spirituality.
A beautiful vision, isn't it? A future where tech empowers us to live more fulfilling lives, reclaiming our time and using it for our passions, contributing to our communities.
I love that. It makes you wonder, what would a society look like where people actually have the time and the resources to explore their potential?
What a thought. What kind of art, music, literature would we create? What scientific discoveries would we make?
Gives me chills just thinking about it. This is what's so great about these deep dives. They challenge us to imagine a world so different from the one we live in.
Totally. And sure, some of these ideas might seem a bit, well, out there, but we have to remember that every big leap forward started as an impossible dream, right?
Couldn't agree more. And who knows, maybe some of these ideas will inspire the next generation to create a future where everyone has the chance to thrive.
That's a wonderful thought. It's been such a journey exploring this unique vision of the future with you.
Thanks for joining us. We hope this deep dive sparked your imagination and left you with some hope for the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep dreaming big.